Hello. Today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting integers. I'm going to use the technique of using integer chips to help you understand how to combine integers when you have an addition or subtraction problem. This is an essential skill to understand as you start to learn algebra. So when we look at our integer chips, we're going to have our positive chips be green, and they're going to have a green little plus sign, and our negative chips are going to be red with a negative sign. So to represent the number 5 with an integer chip, we would represent that with 5 green integer chips. Okay, since the number 5 is positive. If we want to represent the number -3 with integer chips, we would use 3 red integer chips to represent -3. So one of the most important things to understand with integers is how to read the numbers. In the expression -3 minus 5, the sign in the middle of the problem, the minus sign, actually belongs to the 5 that comes after it. So in this case, the 3 is a negative, okay, because there's a negative sign in front of that, and that's usually pretty obvious to most people. But the 5 in this problem is also negative because the minus sign works and functions as a negative sign. Okay, this is going to help us set up our expressions. In the expression -6 plus 8, we're going to use the sign in the middle of the problem, the plus sign, and it's going to belong to the 8. So in this question, the -6 is negative because of the negative sign in front of it. The 8 is positive because the plus sign makes the 8 work like a positive number. Finally, in the expression 1 minus 9, the 1, what do you think the 1 is? The 1 is positive. Okay, there's no sign in front of the 1. And the 9 in this expression, well, the 9 gets the sign in the middle, and so that makes the 9 a -9. Now let's use this to add and subtract integers. So here we have the expression 2 plus 4, and we're going to use our integer chips to help us understand how this works. If we have 2, 2 is a positive number, so 2 will get 2 green chips. 4, likewise, is a positive number, and so this has 4 green chips. Now we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green integer chips, so our answer is +6. Let's try another one. In this expression, we have -3. It starts with -3, so that would be 3 red chips. And then the 4 is a -4 because that minus sign makes the 4 negative. So that's 4 negative chips. So now all of our chips are red, and we have a total of 7 red chips. So our final answer is -7. Let's look at another one. -2 minus 1. The 2 in this expression is a -2, and the 1 in this expression is a -1. -2 minus 1, all those chips together equal -3. So what is happening with all of these problems? Well, all of them are having the same color chip. They're both red. Both numbers are negative, or both numbers are positive. So when both signs are the same, what we're doing is we're adding the numbers. We're adding 2 plus 1, even though there's a minus sign there. But we're keeping the answer negative because all of the numbers are negative. Let's take a look. Why don't you try these 4 questions, pause the video, and see how you do. All right, for -3 minus 7, did you get -10? Or -10 plus -6? This is a different format, but it's, again, that you have 2 negative numbers, and that equals -16. Same for negative 8 plus negative 21. Two negative numbers, we add them together, and we keep the negative sign, negative 29. And negative 5 minus 6. The 5 is negative, the 6 is negative. That gives us a negative 11. Next, let's go into this problem here. We have 1 minus 1, a fairly simple problem that I'm sure you can do without any problem, but I want us to understand what this would look like with our integer chips. The 1, remember, the first one is a positive number, so this gets a green chip. But the second one is a negative, okay? And we haven't seen this. We have one positive and one negative. So what we do when we have a positive and a negative, they kind of neutralize each other or cancel each other out. This is called a zero pair, and that zero pair actually equals 0. We're going to use that idea of the zero pair to simplify our next questions. Here we have positive 2. Okay, that 2 is positive, and the 4 here is a negative 4, so we're going to have 4 red chips. Now we look and we see, hey, we've got some red, some green, so we need to neutralize or cancel out some of those chips. So we can cancel out 2 pairs, and we're left with 2 negative chips. So our answer is negative 2, because we have more negatives left over. If we take a look at this next one, we have negative 3. That's going to be 3 red chips. And our 5 is a positive 5. So that's going to be 5 green chips. What do you think the answer is going to be? Is it going to be positive or negative? Well, since there are more positive chips, our answer is going to be positive. We can cancel out 3 pairs, and we're left with 2 green chips. Finally, let's look at this last one. We have 5, and the 5 at the beginning of the expression is a positive 5. And then we have negative 9. 5 minus 9, that 9 is negative, so we have 9 negative chips. Is this expression going to be positive or negative? That's right, it's going to be negative because we have more negatives this time. Here we can cancel out 5 pairs, 5 zero pairs, and we're left with 4 negative chips, which means our answer is negative 4. So let's think about how could we get negative 4 from 5 and 9? Well, if you have 5 and 9 and your answer is going to be a 4 or negative 4, what we're doing is we're actually subtracting those numbers. So when we have signs that are different, where we have one positive number and one negative number, we're going to subtract those numbers and then take the sign of the one that's the bigger number, that has the bigger absolute value, because we're going to have more of those chips. There's more of that negative number in this case than there are of positive numbers. So take a second. I want us to kind of review here. We've discussed same signs, what we do when we have same signs. When we have same signs, we add and keep the sign. When we have different same signs, like negative 3 minus 2, that equals negative 5. The 3 is negative, the 2 is negative, the answer is negative. Same if we have negative 6 plus negative 3. The 6 is negative, the 3 is negative, our answer is negative 9. Now if we have different signs, this is where we're going to subtract. And after we subtract, we have to figure out which one of the numbers is bigger, because that's the one we're going to have more chips of, and we're going to determine the sign. So an example would be 2 minus 5. Well, we subtract these because the 2 is positive and the 5 is negative. That's how we get the 3. But since the 5 is bigger and it's negative, our answer is going to be negative. With negative 3 plus 7, we're going, again, the 3 is negative, the 7 is positive. We subtract those numbers to get the 4. And since the 7 is positive, it's our bigger number, our answer is going to be positive as well. Pause the video and try these last 5 questions. For 3 minus 7, did you get negative 4? 10 plus negative 26 is negative 16. Negative 9 plus 12 is positive 3. Negative 15 plus 8 is negative 7. And 50 plus negative 30 is 20, or positive 20. I hope this has helped you understand how to add and subtract positive and negative integers. Please let me know if you have any questions.